I bet a lot of us wish that the OnePlus 8 series launch would hurry up already. In fact, we know it's already been delayed a couple of times, and if it had not have been delayed, we would have already had the OnePlus phones in our hands. But for now, we have some information directly from the CEO himself about a really unique feature that will be coming to only the OnePlus 8 Pro, and that's not found in many other phones. When it comes to the camera setup on the phones, the OnePlus 8 is giving us what you would call an extremely standard type of camera setup: a main sensor, an ultra-wide sensor, and a depth sensor. And really for me, if you're gonna have two lenses, they're the ones I would choose, a main and an ultra-wide. It just gives you a bit more choice than having a telephoto. But something really unique to the OnePlus 8 Pro is that it will be using a high megapixel image sensor, not under the zoom camera, but under the ultra-wide camera. Whilst other flagships like the S20 series and the iPhone 11 series use a 12 megapixel image sensor under their ultra-wide camera, OnePlus is doing something different with the OnePlus 8 Pro and actually using their main image sensor, at least the one they used in the OnePlus 7 series, and switching it over to using it under the ultra-wide lens. This is obviously something that OnePlus want to promote, hence why we see these sample images shared directly by the company and the CEO. Actually, the Sony IMX586 image sensor, which is a 48 megapixel image sensor with 4:1 pixel binning, which means it can also take 12 megapixel images, was used in a ton of Android flagship phones last year, actually as the main image sensor. It was used in phones like, well, the OnePlus 7 series all used it as the main camera, the Redmi K20 Pro, the Samsung Galaxy A80, lots of Oppo phones, the Xiaomi Mi 9, and even the Honor 20 all used that camera under their main lens. In fact, this camera sensor is also used by the Galaxy S20 Ultra, not under the main or wide angle lenses though, but actually under the periscope zoom lens, which gets that incredible 100 times oil painting zoom. Whilst the phones that used this last year aren't considered the very best flagships in terms of camera performance, this is still a very good camera sensor. It should give a noticeable difference in quality overall compared to rivals that aren't using a camera sensor like this, and even compared to the OnePlus 8. Video quality should also be improved, as we know that this camera sensor was made with 4K video recording in mind. And OnePlus could even use some ultra steady techniques like Samsung do in their flagship phones. Their super steady mode actually switches over to recording video on the ultra wide camera. Filming video off the ultra wide camera actually creates a sense of stabilization because of the wide angle, and with the 4K resolution, it means you can use electronic techniques by cropping in on the image sensor a little bit and not losing too much of the wide angle and creating a more stable looking image. We don't know if OnePlus are going to do this, but it's definitely something they could look at. But judging by the pictures shared by the company themselves, it is definitely capable of taking some very good looking images. The Oppo Find X2 also uses this technique, and in fact the exact same sensor under that ultra-wide camera. Not too much of a surprise considering these two phones are basically unidentical twins from the BBK production line. Huawei have also moved to doing this with the ultra-wide camera, using a high megapixel, high quality image sensor under there, and in fact now using the ultra-wide as the main video camera. Just to whet your appetite further, we got this official teaser from the company showing off the design of the OnePlus 8 Pro in this new color, Glacial Green. Pete Lau did also compare some shots from the OnePlus 8 Pro to a mystery smartphone, which I think is the iPhone 11 Pro. And you can just see the gulf in difference in night mode between an Android phone and an iPhone. Definitely a weak area for the iPhone, and Android phones in general do pretty well in night mode. But it is exciting to see that they're concentrating on some unique aspects in their camera this time around to go with all the improvements that we know about in terms of the speed and power of the phones this time. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and videos. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.